I'm Ben, this is Michelle, we're the Goddards. We are from America. We've lived in China since February 2007. We have 26 children, 14 boys and 12 girls. We help left behind children. It's an orphanage, but our goal is to have a home, not an orphanage.
When we first started to open the orphanage, we talked to the government and asked them, did they know about any orphans? And they said, yeah, there's 1,000 orphans in this city.
All the Chinese children call me daddy and her mommy. We tell them we're not taking the place of your baba and mama, which is in Chinese. We're just your American mommy and daddy, so they call us that.
Mommy, excuse me and excuse me.
You could just say it really fast. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it sounds silly. Say excuse me.
Excuse me.
Say it faster.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we get kind of pulled a lot, you know, having, 29 kids because of our own 3 boys, so everyone wants that individual attention.
This was a lot easier to do when they were smaller.
All of our children have family members. One boy, his name is Frank. His aunt came and said if we didn't take him, she was going to throw him on the road. And she lives 8 hours. She's dropped him off a year and a half ago and has never been back. He cannot be adopted because she is alive. So if any kid has any living relative, they cannot be adopted, so they're left behind, and that's what we specialize in. Having young boys was very good timing for us to be able to help a lot of young children because we were young and had a lot of energy, and our boys would be able to adapt.
When we started, all the children we got were between the ages of our youngest son and our oldest son. So our 3 sons are right in the same ages as all of our children, so that helps, I guess. And also we make sure we give our sons their own personal time so they're not feeling completely neglected compared to the other kids.
We have to make sure that, God blessed us with 3 boys, and we have to take care of them first and make sure that their needs are met. And we obviously just try to do things that involved them with the children.
But the cool thing is our home is like pretty much one long hallway because we're all one floor, so we're all very close. We just have to open our front door because our hallway's connected to their hallway, so
It's just part of our home.
yeah.
Plus I'm a daddy of 30 kids, so that's pretty good.
Downsides? I think we might age faster.
Well, obviously missing family is a downside.
Yeah, big downside.
I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers, so we come with a very big family. And 2 of my sisters had children that before we saw them, they were already 1, 2 years old. So that makes it a little bit harder, but it's worth it. If you look at like Anna, Jake, and Joy, they actually have parents, but they're both mentally handicapped, and we're abusing them. Jake and Joy were 3, Anna was 6, and we saw Jake and Joy, they had claw marks running down their back from their mom. And then Anna would say, oh, my dad never abused me. I'm like, well, what did he do if you didn't listen to him? He goes, oh, well, he punched me in the head. I'm like, oh, that's, so we had to go do a little bit of counseling with her. And, so any downside of missing my family is, it's worth missing my family to be able to save them from any harm, There are some terrible stories, but more so you'll see that the Chinese people didn't want to. They don't want to give their grandkids away, but they have no other help. And so when they come give them to us, we've had just grandparents come up and hug us, just say thank you so much. You don't understand. We don't understand how much they've helped us. And Thomas is one story where his grandfather, we met him at first. He was very sick. He could hardly get up out of bed. He was just so bad. We asked him how much money he had per month, and it was 50 UN, which that's what, a little less than $10 American dollars a month. That was to feed him and Thomas, a growing 4-year-old boy. Since we brought Thomas in, now the grandfather is able to use that money for himself to eat, and has gotten stronger, and is able to come once a month to visit Thomas, and he's a lot better. So it's very, very awesome to be a part of, not only helping kids, but they're also helping their families. Usually when we went to other cities, they told us, if you want to help, that's fine. You go find where you want to be at.
You do all the work.
You do all the work. Well, we called Jumadian. They said, wait, we want to investigate all of our cities to see who is most likely to help you the best. And Pingyu was and had. The civil affairs have really helped us a lot as far as we are a government ran orphanage. It's kind of hard to do. A lot of foreigners will ask us how to do that, because my wife and I were American, and we are the administrators, but we are a legal government orphanage. The government helps us be legal. They help us find our children.
They gave us a list of all the kids. It said their name, their age, who they lived with, and their telephone number, and that's it. We go visit them in their home and decide if they need our help or not. And that's how our first group of kids came here. Since then, we've had people just show up at our gate and be like, hey, we've heard of this orphan. He lives with this really old grandfather, and they really need your help. Those people who come to our gate truly have no help. They have no connections, they have no money, they have nothing. So they are coming to us in desperation. I feel grateful that there is hope there for these kids. I feel grateful that we can be here and be a part of it. Very good. That's good. Yeah, they're just sitting on it. There's 2 today. When a kid first come here and they say, "Can we eat as much as we want?" Is there a rule, can I eat till I'm full? Yeah, you can. In America, we're very privileged. We've driven in cars, we've gone on roller coasters, you've had a huge fudge sundae and all these things. We'll take in these kids that haven't had any of that. They've maybe never had a soda or ever had a piece of candy. Anna, Jake, and Joey, they'd never been in a car before, and all 3 of them were just so excited and scared at the same time. And the whole time I'm in the car just laughing, because their faces, I almost wanted to cry at the same time, because they were so scared, but they were so excited. And then the next day we took them to a grocery store, and again, the same thing. They went on the escalator and they were like,
they almost fell backwards.
They were, they didn't understand how to get on it. They were super excited, and then thought they'd get eaten underneath it, so we had to pick them up and take them off it.
When they got to the top, they started walking backwards because they were afraid they were going to get sucked under.
So yeah, that's a big highlight, getting to experience first things with these kids. So that's really fun.
so pretty. Okay? See? Alright?
Sarah, a girl we have, her grandfather and grandmother couldn't care for her, and she came here, and her grandfather told us, oh, she has a brain problem, so if she doesn't have good grades, don't worry about it. She's crazy. And we were like, okay. We didn't listen to him because she looked perfectly fine to us, and her first grade was like a 30% in the school. She did terrible. And within her first month here, we just kept telling her, Sarah, you can do it. Sarah, you can do it. You know, you can do better. We know you can. And one day she was in the classroom and she was doing homework, and I said, wow, you did that really good. You did a good job. I mean, it wasn't a huge deal what I said, but within the next week, her next grades just kept getting higher and higher, and she makes like 95%. She likes 95, 100% almost every test now. And we show her grandfather when he visits. We're like, look, this is her test. He's like, that's not her test. She's crazy. We're like, she's not crazy. She's really smart. She's a really good girl. He's like, no, she's crazy. He still doesn't believe it. You know, and if she would have grown up with that, she would have become that. And the fact that we can help her be the best that she could be, it's pretty darn exciting. We are going on a child search. We were told from, was it someone showed up at our gate?
Yeah, this neighbor of the family that we're going to go visit came to us and said that they knew that the grandmother has an 8-year-old grandson. The grandmother is too old to take care of herself, let alone the 8-year-old boy. He's not been in school yet, and he almost burned their house down trying to cook food for them. So he's not a naughty boy, he was trying to help his grandmother. Our goal really here is not to take the child away, it's to encourage the family to see if there's other help.
We just call it a child search, but really we know where they are, so we're going to pick up a government leader, and from there he'll take us to the boy's house to meet him and his grandmother.
First of all, she's not going to understand me speaking, if you understand that, so she needs to listen to you speak.
我们就是想帮助你，但是我们得先这样帮助你。
幼儿园，我在家里，奶奶，还蛮。
那个户口在哪儿呢？
他在户口本里。
牛的死，牛没满月，他娘他妈就死了。
在这儿啊，在这儿。
Okay, so I ask a couple questions. Have you ever been sick?
然后那就这样，问你几个问题好不好？然后你以前生过病吗？
哪头里？送来的。哪头里？
没有。Not one time.
一次也没有吗？
没有，整整大一，可中没有整整大，没什么病。
This is all of our kids here. See them?
这是我们那地方的孩子。
So if you, what we do is we help children who don't have mommies and daddies. We can become their mommy and daddy. I have Chinese children and American kids.
然后呢，还有中国的孩子，还有美国的孩子。
It helps you and it helps your 奶奶。
然后帮助你，也就是等于说来帮助你的奶奶。 知道吗？
Does he want to come and live with us?
你想和我们一起回去吗？
Yeah, you go to school and play with other kids. Huh? What is鼻子大不大？
我说的鼻子大不大？大不大？
看看吧，呲牙看看。
看你的牙。
笑笑。
Okay. Where do you sleep at night, buddy?
你们晚上在哪儿睡？在这儿吗？
A typical house. This is their living room. We'll have a bedroom here. We'll have a bedroom off to the side here. You see this? This is just dirt. It's holding that up. Most homes won't have any glass on the windows.
Will he come in here, Janet? Jessica?
This is one of the worst houses we've seen, but not the worst. Who takes you to school? go, you don't know if you're going to take this child or not. So you go and you check this child out, and then immediately we start loving this child if we know we're going to bring them in. We take a picture and we show all of our kids here. All the kids are very excited about them. Well, then we had to bring them to get a medical test.
We, one time, tried to bring in a child the first day we met them, and it was too shocking to them, and they ended up leaving after a few days, so we don't want to shock him, so he's going to come get a medical test day after tomorrow. And then after the medical test, as long as he does not have a very bad disease like AIDS or HIV, then we'll bring him in.
Becca and Erin, about a week after arriving, she came down with the mumps, and she had been bounced from house to house to house. So when she got sick, she was in her room crying, and Michelle went in and was just checking on her, and she said, "Why are you crying?" And Becca's like, "Oh, well, you're going to get rid of me now, right? Because I'm sick." And Michelle's like, "No, you're here." So to know that she is at a place, so she knows now that this is her home. And her brother knows that this is her home. They don't have to worry about where they're going to eat or where they're going to sleep or who's going to take care of them or whatnot. You know, so those are amazing things to be a part of. Oh, I love what I do. I mean, my dad has always told me that if you love your job, you never work a day in your life, and I've never worked since I came to China. So from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I serve children that had never, some of them would never have survived past the age of 10. You know, their situations were pretty bad. Some of them, if they did survive, they would have never made a positive impact on the society, and they are already doing that.
You know, to think that, this is our job, being here, playing every day, and, if I could color for 5 hours every Saturday, that would be my great job. It's just, I make cookies, and I'm loved.
What, are you just wanting to be held?
Yeah.
We could totally start making cookies now. For Christmas, they all get to make their own batch of cookies. So we've only so far made 4 batches. So I have 25 to go. We need lots of cookies at Christmas.
Now that it's Christmas, we'll be having our annual talent show Christmas party, because in China you have to have a talent show when you do anything. Some will be doing a drama, some will be singing, some will be dancing. Ben and I will dance. It's going to be awesome.
Look on YouTube.
It's going to be epic. It'll be on YouTube. So we've always made our meal at home every year, but now that our family's getting really big, we might go out to a restaurant this year and have a big meal, and then come back, have the talent show, and then Cai Li Wu, which means open all the presents. So as soon as the last talent has been done, which might be our dance or something, you'll hear Cai Li Wu, which all the kids will chant, and then they get to open all their presents.
Do you think you'll be here forever?
I hope so. I just asked the government to sign a 50-year contract with me, and they laughed at me. So they said they can't sign that long of a year.
We've taken these kids who parents have run away, or mom has run away, or parents have both died, or their aunt just doesn't want them. For us to say in 5 years, okay, we're going back to America, somebody else is going to come take care of you, they need to have that stability. Seems harsh. We kind of just hope for the best for all of them. It'd be amazing if they could all go to college, just because to get a good job in China you have to go to college. There may be some kids that can't because they're not that good at taking tests, they're not really good at school. Then in that case they'll go to maybe a vocational high school. Really just hoping that they'll succeed as much as possible and have a lot of opportunities.
It's kind of cool that my oldest son has already told me that he's going to take over for us when we're older. So he's
already planning for our retirement.
Our hope is this will last for as long as it's needed. Now, it's kind of a dumb thing to hope that you need this orphanage here for a long time, but as long as the need is here, we hope that it will be here. The home will be here.